Hi everyone, welcome back to Eclectic. This is Alina from Argentina. Today I wanted to talk about feeling guilty and calling things for what they are. Okay, so let me explain. Being a victim of narcissistic abuse is something that you have to digest at some point. A lot of people really despise being called a victim of narcissistic abuse in this case, because they think that this is disempowering and that you are in a position of inferiority somehow, or that you won't be able to recover or something like that. I understand that, but I disagree. I think this is an important step in recovery. Processing this word and assimilating it and knowing that that's what you have been. You've been a victim of an abusive personality, okay? Narcissists are predators, so they look for people to abuse. So this is important for the victim of abuse to realize, because otherwise, and I get this a lot with my clients, sometimes they feel guilty. Not all of them, but many of them can feel guilty for the abuse. This is exactly what the abuser does. Guilt trips the victim, and they want the victim to be guilty of something that they are not. And realizing that you are a victim completely rids you of the guilt, because when you realize that you have been a victim of an abusive personality, that's your first step for healing. I think this is a very important step, and I think it's very important for people that have been in an abusive relationship to realize that they have been abused and that they are victims of this, okay? And why? Because if you don't go through that step, you kind of think that was your fault, okay? And I'm not talking about codependency and, things that make you more vulnerable and things that make you more attractive to narcissists and all that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about calling things for what they are, Abusive people are abusing someone else, I'll try to explain this with a very stupid example, but let me try. So imagine there's a beautiful rose with a beautiful scent, amazing scent, and it's beautiful, this rose. And so a little kid passes by and smells the flower, the rose, and he feels inspired and he feels joyful and happy and appreciative of nature. And so he goes on to his football team and strikes a goal, right? And then along comes a guy, and he smells the flower and looks at how beautiful the pink is, and mixed with red, and it's a beautiful color. And then he smells that flower and he touches the petals and sees that it's so beautiful and appreciates nature as well, and feels inspired to go home and cook a meal for his wife, for example, that night, and kids, let's say, right? And then along comes the psychopath, sees the flower, beautiful flower, soft petals and all, beautiful scent, amazing scent, beautiful creation. What does he do? He or she, it's a he grabs the rose in this case, right? He grabs the rose, destroys the petal, poisons the roots of the plant, and goes like this, cracks, what do you call this, with the rose, and destroys it, okay? So, would you say the fault is in the rose? Would you say it's the rose's fault, being so pretty? being so vulnerable, being so amazing. No, it's not her fault. Is the Rose the victim of abuse? Yes, she is. Okay, so that's my point. Regardless of your conditions, regardless of your vulnerability, that does not make it okay for people to abuse you, okay? You having these wonderful characteristics, by the way, you're awesome, you have great qualities like the Rose. You're strong people, like I said in this video that I'm going to link here. You're strong, you're very empathic, you're very, very caring, you care a lot for others, and you have a lot to give. You go forward, you're optimistic, you have a lot in you. So like the Rose, you have many great qualities, but this doesn't make it okay for psychopaths to abuse you. So you were a victim of abuse, okay? Regardless of anything else. Of codependency, which sometimes there's a lot of codependency, but that doesn't mean that it's your fault, okay? It's not your fault, because guilt is poison, really. And so if you want to heal, if you want to heal, what you need to do is, first of all, accept that you were a victim of abuse, okay? And then we can start working, because when therapists deny this, I understand they want their clients to feel empowered, and this is awesome, and I want that too for my clients. But there's a risk there, right? And so if you deny the victim part, there's a risk that you won't be able to work on a solid base afterwards, okay? So that's my point. That's all I wanted to say. So being a victim only makes you stronger, realizing that you were a victim makes you stronger, really. And so that you can work on it afterward, and realize that this person is disordered. So that's why this person was abusive. This is why this person made you feel like awful. This is why this person looks at your defects and faults and everything and brings them to life. This is why this person brings the worst in you, because this person is abusive. So that's why I think it's important to know, if you have been a victim of abuse, you've been a victim of abuse, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's not on you, it's on the abuser. It's not your fault, okay? So there's no guilt there, right? So that's my point for this video. And I want to talk about codependency here. And so I will see you in my next video. Please subscribe, share this video if you think somebody will benefit from this and may need this right now. Subscribe, click the notification bell so that you can get my videos next week. Like it so that this video can reach more people. And I am very grateful for you watching this, and I hope I can see you next week. If you subscribe, I will see you, okay? Bye-bye. Thank you for watching.